Namaskar. A very warm welcome to the second episode of Legacy of Northeast, a podcast which will share the journey of 18 years, countless stories of strength and the visionary who made it possible. Today, we are joined with a dynamic leader who has not only shaped up Northeast chapter but is also shaping FLO's journey at the national level. She is Mrs. Joyshree Das Verma, Chairperson FLO Northeast 2015-16, National President 2024-25. Her multifaceted work spans women's empowerment, entrepreneurship, diplomacy and humanitarian services. Truly a testament to the power of visionary leadership. Joyshree, is an absolute honor to welcome you to this conversation. Most welcome, Joyshree.
First of all, namaste, namaskar to each and every viewer out there, and thank you so very much to Rashmi and Ranjana for having me over here. I would say I'm delighted, honored, and FLO is so close to my heart.
सपने सिर्फ देखे नहीं जाते, उन्हें साकार करने के जज्बे भी चाहिए और आज हम मिल रहे हैं ऐसे ही उसी जज्बे की मिसाल से. That is Mrs. Joyshree Das Verma. So we'll start the conversation with Joyshree Das Verma, the journey of FLO Northeast. What inspired you to join FLO and which year you began this journey as a part of FLO?
I actually joined FLO in 2009, and Lalita ji and the founding chair started in 2007. So in 2009 when I joined, I think I was not very aware of FLO at that time. I joined because a lot of my friends were there, and they all said, okay, you come out, it's an organization, it's chambers of commerce and all that. So otherwise, till that time I was not part of any organization or any clubs or anything like that. So I said, okay, I think it's high time I get involved and with something. So that's how the journey became, and in a few years time I think they wanted a secretary. And that year, I think there was no secretary there, and they wanted, and so I think overnight I came into the position of secretary, and that's how I'll say that my journey with FLO.
So as we know, any kind of leadership comes with a challenge, right? So what was your main hurdle when you became the president or the chairperson for the Northeast chapter?
I think my take on certain things is like very kind of different and offbeat. So I think I never see challenges as challenges. I mean, mainly you look at, if there are problems, you look at solutions first.
Yes.
So I never look at the challenge. It's okay, this has come up. Okay, how do we tackle it?
Yes.
So for me, it's always about tackling it and working on it to find a solution.
How has FLO shaped you, both as a leader and as a woman?
I think, it's a very empowering organization because FLO is, we are for 14,000 members now all over the country, and every woman out there is somebody at her workplace, at her home. I mean, all achievers, each one of you also, are achievers in your work, in your home, everyone. So I think that itself is very motivating and very empowering. And the other thing is, leadership is something that one is some things that come very naturally to you, and maybe somewhere around my father's DNA also I feel that when I handle things, a lot of his DNA is there in me to be doing things in a certain way. So I think staying with achievers gives you, it motivates you to, it's a huge learning experience, I should say, and the journey has been really awesome. Being empowered myself with empowering and with empowered lot.
So what was the most special or memorable moment for you during your time as a Northeast chairperson?
I think that whole tenure of 365 days itself, I think it's amazing. Every day it's a learning experience, and to say start with, like you're discovering people. So that is a very amazing, which I enjoy till now, discovering every member, getting to know them well, getting to know about the skills, their talent. And secondly, when you're doing different initiatives, you're doing events, you're doing programs, so everything, I mean, like you'll agree, Rashmi, right? So everything that you're doing, you're learning, and I mean, I would say it's like,
Exploring.
yeah, it's like you're enjoying the whole journey of it. So there are lots and lots of, I would say, memorable moments. One is that our national president that time was Archana Garodia Gupta, who's also the Ask the expert in Kaun Banega Crorepati. So she was a very dynamic president, and who really, as chairperson, she got us, all aligned in looking at the bigger picture, keeping the goal and objective for FICCI FLO. How skilling, we need to empower women, our members and women at large, at the grassroots, at the middle, at the senior level. So I think the whole focus during my tenure as a chair was how to how to scale up and how to upscale. So we had different initiatives that we did, empowering our own members through seminars and workshops and all of that, and even at the grassroots level, giving a lot of training programs. So I think, you feel good when, you've given a loom. We distribute a lot of looms. We gave away a lot of sewing machines at the grassroots level. And then getting to hear their stories now where their lives have changed, their families' lives have changed. And then you have the community's life changed with it. I think these are the memorable moments that, that stays because you've impacted someone's lives, and so many lives had got impacted. So that was, many memorable moments.
So one more question is like FLO MSME Awards are the matter of great pride for the entrepreneurs across the country. Would you explain how the selection process and the criteria to this is?
Actually, it was for the first time that we had a very, you can say, we created this model of having this MSME awards. And we had about 5 categories for the awards, right from innovation, food and agri-tech, and then we had on manufacturing, services, and like in fashion, handloom and that sector. So we had, and our judges, we had selected them for, the jury was from diverse field, a lot of experience in the MSME segment. So the selection criteria, we had like made it very professional, aligned to what MSMEs should be. And the only thing is that we had a lot, we had more than, you can say 100 applicants, but we could actually shortlist down to only about 21, because it was a discovery to us to realize that our women were doing so well, but they're at the back end, so maybe the company was not in their name. Maybe their sharing percentage was not in favor of the women. She was not the majority shareholder. So there were lots of things which was an eye opener, and I would like to tell our viewers, and especially our women viewers, that if you are doing a business, to qualify for these awards, you need to ensure your registrations are all complete. Yeah. All the paperwork at the back, the compliances to qualify for MSME are all complete. So
this is very important thing that we have learned from her. This paperwork is very important.
Very, very big.
So during your tenure, you held an event with Amazon, which was very popular. So can you tell us about that?
Actually, that was that event we had with Amazon, because we, the whole of Northeast, we are a landlocked. We are very landlocked, yes, right? Yes. And I think women here are so much smarter. Everyone across the states are doing something or the other in terms of having a product, having a service. More products. It could be handloom, handicraft, food processing. So, I had felt at that point of time that we really need to get Amazon here, so that they're training up the women entrepreneurs, because to put up the products in on the e-commerce website, obviously the reach is across the whole country. But at the same time, you need to take good pictures, so right from taking the pictures, right from uploading, yes, right from the stop. You can't have 2 products and just kind of, keep it up, put it on the e-commerce site. So this whole, workshop was created, so the members benefit to figure out, okay, what is it that is required to be on the e-commerce. So Amazon happened to be the training partner, but it can, applies to, getting to know how things are done to be a supplier on the e-commerce platform.
Correct.
With so many eminent personalities over the years, from the world of politics to Bollywood, in your views, how do you associate such FLO initiatives and the mission aligned with it?
Actually, at any point of time when you are in a FLO leadership role, your goal and objective has to be totally aligned, to FLO's the organization's goal and objectives. So that is a time that when you're kind of curating events or doing programs or doing the initiatives. So in your mind, you're constantly you're working on it, that what works best for the members first of all, and then what works best, because the objective of FLO is empowering of women. And when we say empowering of women, we just don't restrict it to our members. We also work for women at the grassroots level, we work for women at the middle level, and we work for women at the senior level. And then when we get all these eminent personalities from diverse, so each of them is a journey itself. They have their own journey, and they all go through different challenges, different path, different medium, and they reach the pinnacle of the success. I would say the diversity is a lot. So each one of them, when you're meeting them, getting to hear their personal stories, and then getting to hear stories about behind the scenes, how their journey has been, I think it's kind of is empowering as well.
As a national president, we have heard that you have traveled to almost all the 20 FLO chapters across India. Is that true?
Yeah, I think India seems, maybe I'm the first president who actually visited each and every chapter, length and breadth of the country. And in fact, I would be traveling, taking the first flight out from here, which is at, I think that time it was 5:40, I think now it's about 6. And I used to come back by the night flight, last flight, which I used to get home by about 1 o'clock at night. But I did it for 1 year. I don't know how I did it, but I think when you're motivated, you're working with something with passion, you don't feel tired. And it's all about how you're managing and coping. And for me, actually, even on my work front, and if I have to go back to my childhood days, I used to always think that I'll never sacrifice not being here in Assam. Yeah, so I started my career with Mumbai, but I came here. I thought I'm going to do something here, that when I be based in Assam, Guwahati, but my work, it's going to be all India.
So, it's been heard that 2 significant interstate events took place during your leadership. One during your tenure as the Northeast Chairperson and another as National President. Could you tell us about these landmark events and their impact?
2015, 16 and even this one, the recent one in December 2024, both of them have been the highest registrations of interstate coming. And so it's very nice, I would say, to hear when the rest of the country is going gaga about the interstate. I mean, okay, one is the logistics, arrangements, everything is on point because every member of the chapter, our chapter, Northeast chapter, works on it. And it's a matter of pride. And I think we are so warm by nature that I think the rest of India's members just get floored with the warmth and the hospitality, So I think the people of Northeast, the members of Northeast are very, I should say, instrumental in making both the interstates a success. Yeah, but before that, planning should be proper. So I think I was very particular on the planning. So I think once your planning is really good, you're choosing the right partner, choosing the right vendors, and you're like minute to minute, you're working it out, and wherever you find, that this could be an area of where things go wrong, and what are your plan A, plan B, and then after that implementation falls well, because the right job with the right member, with the right team, I think it's just a cakewalk.
Adding a feather to your national presidentship, you opened up a Siliguri chapter. During the leadership, the Siliguri chapter was open, a key milestone for FLO's growth in East. How do you decide to Siliguri as a location, and what were the challenges you faced while opening this up?
Actually, like as a president, every year you get a lot of requests from a lot of places. Like I had right from Raipur, Cochin, and Chandigarh, Agra. So there were numerous requests coming in from all different locations. And then there was Siliguri. The request kind had not come in, but I was thinking, being a president, from the Northeast, I would think, and plus, as a founder president, is very good when you kind of handhold the chapter. So I had thought I have to be practical myself. So if I opened in Cochin, I mean, distance wise is too far away for me to be traveling there. But Siliguri, is closer for me to be the mentor president. as the founder, I thought that would be, like say very, so that's a reason. And plus I thought, let me reinforce my own region. And Siliguri, the women, when I met them, and it was Rishika Gupta who, helped me out. She's a past chair from Kolkata and a GB member. So when she helped me out, and when I went for the orientation, the women there were so smart. I mean, they were just the right fitment in terms of the work that they are doing. And I think it just worked right. In fact, recently I had gone there, and such a baby chapter we had gone, Rashmi, that they have managed to open a skill center, and this is just the second year of operation. And so it feels good that, like, let me have a chapter in my own, region. Yeah.
I have seen huge fan following for Joyshree.
Oh my God.
Name any chapter chairperson, maybe the current chairperson also looks forward to meet her.
So I think, one is, when you're passionate about your work, maybe that passion kind of permeates, to others. And I think, like the kind of friends you make in FLO, it's amazing. And because by default I traveled all of the chapters last year, so every time when I went, the senior vice chairs were there, So senior vice chairs have become chairs. So I know all of them so well. So they
I know one more story about Amritsar.
Right.
When Mona came to receive you at the airport, and all those hoardings were there, and Joyshree was a very casually wearing clothes, and then she had seen, oh my God, such hoardings.
I thought, why so many of me looking at bicycle? I realized it's, the whole welcome. I think FLO does amazing things, and our chapters are so resourceful. So when I just came out casually and I saw so many of me looking at me, they're my pictures.
So that says a story about her success, her journey, about current chairperson also looking forward to meet her in person and greet her.
What would be your key advice for the upcoming chairperson of FLO Northeast as she steps into this powerful yet challenging role? It's very challenging.
I think leadership roles are challenging in terms of that, it requires a lot of skill sets, and most important skill sets are, your people management, your team spirit, your interpersonal relationship, how motivating you are, and one is, being, you need to be, your ethics, your integrity, everything should be in place. So the whole leadership role encompasses a lot of, I would say, skill sets and virtues,
So when we are speaking now, like what is going in my mind, I'm so thankful that Rashmi started this. So these things are there, it's recorded, and everybody can get inspired and learn from this, right? Your thought process and how you have dealt with the situation, being a national president, being a chairperson for the Northeast, and how you have actually impacted all the members and to do the teamwork, right?
And I think for me, like say, I'm very satisfied when I have members across the country and even the team members coming up to me and telling that, Joyshree, we learned so much for you. I think for me, that's empowering. It's very empowering for myself that, okay, and then it's very, I think it's like, if they are feeling empowered, that if I've been able to do that, that they're learning. So that is something, an inner satisfaction, which is like,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's like, I really love that. So you asked me, what is it? I said, I really love that when people come and say, oh, we learn so much from you,
As a national president, FICCI FLO 24-25, you drove and archived a total national impact of 10,25,641 lives you transformed in just 1 year through the various initiatives: skilling, startup, MSME, livelihood programs, women corporate director program, and the community development, empowering lives from the grassroots and the middle level up to the senior leadership. Could you share how you and your team accomplished this remarkable milestone, and what does it mean to you for the future of FLO?
Actually, like the numbers will just happen to be the byproduct end of the year when we tabulated. So getting a number was not the aim or the idea. But when I was, when I reached the end of my tenure and, when I had to sit and kind of concise and make, the annual report, I said, okay, let's, kind of tally the number. And then if you had no, even, you were attending the GB members last year, meetings last year. So I was, focusing on the impact, because it is, one is important that whatever we are doing, it has to impact somebody's life. Either, like I said, either we are impacting because, through initiative where we are giving them economic empowerment and economically empowering them with, say, they have, if they were earning 100 rupees for 100, if they've reached, 200, 300, whatever. And so everything was a scale up, upskill or upscale. So that was the whole, focus, and the focus was also targeting women, our members, and also women at large. So that was there, that we need to impact lives, we need to empower lives. So with each of the initiative in our heads, when I sat with them, what is it that we can do that we are empowering lives? But that's what FLO is for.
But that's a huge
so
number.
that is to empower lives. So that, we had our eyes on that totally, that we need to, empower. And when we are empowered, so the numbers were then we tabulated and realized, oh, that's that's an amazing number. But to have number, that was not the
no, but it's a huge number.
end result,
to carry forward for others also, it means something. So apart from being a chairperson and the national president, she's an honorary consul of Israel for Northeast India, director and co-founder of the Capro Management Solution Private Limited, which she just now mentioned that she has all over branches of 9 states in India. Subha, so many feathers in your cap. How do you manage the role as a mother, as a wife, and your professional life, and balancing everything as well as satisfying the other chapter chairpersons also?
I think, when you have a purpose, everything falls in place. And then you compartmentalize your, your work. So my brain is very neatly, compartmentalized, and nothing is getting overlapped. So if somebody says, I don't have time, I feel like telling, hello, I'm handling so many things. It is possible. You just have to have the will. Some things on days, some things gets more priority. So you just kind of balance. Like today I'm here, right? So that is like today was for FLO. So that's the priority today.
Yeah.
So you kind of just, balance it out. And the other thing is, I don't take any stress. So anything that comes, to give stress, I'll not look at the problem. Okay, what's the solution for that problem? So I'm not going to dwell and take stress. So that's, so I'm very solution centric, so that no stress at all.
Coming to your family life. So Joyshree has a very handsome husband.
Oh God.
Okay, and 2 sweet looking handsome boys also. So by handsome husband, मेरे दिमाग में एक ही बात आती है when she spoke on the national platform, and when she was starting her term, and when Arunji was sitting over there, and she said, Arun, I love you. That was one thing that everybody started clapping and cheers, and but would you like to say once more to him over here?
I think Arun is an amazing husband. I think it's very, very important for a woman to be successful. It's very important to have a very good support system at home. So if you have a good support system at home, that's the other, everything else is a cakewalk. So one is in terms of your health, that support system. I could do this whole year being out of home. All of them. So I think everything plays, because that you're stress free. And when you are stress free, you're, working, your output is much higher. So I think I have to say thanks to each and every, at home, at my office, I think even office, all of them work so, well, and the good team members there. So, I don't get stress, for that office. Only the escalation metrics kind of comes to me. So these are things are very important, having good support systems.
She has 2 very handsome looking boys, yeah. But do you face any female fan following towards them? Or do you come across such things also, where you have to make them sit down and then say, relax?
I think they are.
अच्छा किसी ने रिश्ता मांगा बा नेशनल में किसी ने रिश्ता मांगा for your boys.
It's very clear they have time to go now. They have to focus on their work, career, and stand up on their own feet. Before
he
they
came to my house also. He was carrying all the cartons of this books and all. Mama has sent that. I said, please come inside. Come. It's so nice, boys.
I think instilling in them good values. Having the right attitude towards life, towards people, towards elders.
With this, we come to a closing in. A punchline and a tagline for what I feel for what Joyshree Ba is. जो औरत अपने सपने जीती है वो पूरे समाज को जीवन देने की शक्ति बन जाती है. जयश्री जी का सफ़र इस शक्ति का जीता जागता प्रमाण है. Thank you so much, Joyshree Ba, for coming here and doing this honor for us.
Thank you so much for having me over. I think I really enjoyed having the chat. It's not every occasion you get to have a chat like this. Thank you so much for having me over.
Thank you so much. अब एक दो फोटोग्राफ्स जोयश्री बा के साथ और एक बार हमें दिखा दो कैसे लग